Welcome back to our leadership video series, where we talk to leaders who are shaping culture, driving impact, and inspiring their teams. Today we're joined by Adel Ebraheem, Human Resources Director at Hawker's Asian Street Food. With a unique background in hospitality and HR, Adel shares his take on people-first leadership and building strong, engaged teams. Let's get into it. How do you approach developing future leaders within your organization?
So that one is pretty easy for me, really. It's setting clear expectations up front. People need clarity to grow. They need goals, they need timelines, and they need standards, and those have to be clear. They can't be vague. And honestly, I always go back to basics, using SMART goals. They need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. Something that they can actually put in their mind to say, this is what I need to achieve by when. It's clear developmental checkpoints are important as well. Check in with them to make sure that those goals are being attained. And if there's any roadblocks, that you understand what those are, give them realistic timelines. Being honest and very direct, but not harsh, is very important as well. I believe in full transparency all the time. I believe in brutal honesty, but it's got to be delivered with care. Feedback is a gift, but only when it's specific, it's relevant, and it's timely. Not just giving it just to give it to develop that person. Coaching with encouragement and accountability, making sure that you are providing that coaching, but it is encouraging, and it's for the purpose of accountability. And again, not just to kind of flex your leadership muscles. I want people to feel supported, but I also want them to feel challenged. I don't want to do everything for them. I want them to understand that their development is motivated. I'll cheer them on, but I'll also call them out when they make mistakes or they're not meeting their expectations. But again, I'm there for support. And again, development's a two-way street. I can give you the tools and the direction, but your effort and your will kind of determines the outcome. I can, at the end of the day, my job is to give you the map and light the path for you, but I can't take the steps. You have to take the steps.
And second one, you've grown into a director role after years of hands-on experience in hospitality and HR. What part of the journey shaped you the most as a leader?
Having really strong mentors is a really, really important part of that. Having somebody that you can depend on, that you can rely on, and you can go to for support, that changes everything. So, and kind of seeking that out and finding that is not always easy. So I was blessed to have mentors that saw more in me than I saw in myself. That truly meant a lot to me when they would share that with me. They spoke, they spoke into my life. They challenged me, but they also gave me room to grow, and they gave me that autonomy. Even when I wasn't sure I was ready, they would trust that I was ready, and they would give me that opportunity. They never let me feel discouraged by making mistakes or tripping up, and they just kind of encouraged me throughout the process. And then going back to what I talked about earlier, the self motivation is a big part of it. As at the same time, I had to put in the work. Nobody's going to give me resilience or give me patience and understanding. That's something that I have to build through the challenges that I face. And then, honestly, my whole work history has been through retail and hospitality. It's a very brutal industry. So hospitality will test your character. The restaurant world can break you if you're not grounded in your character. High pressure, long hours, unpredictable chaos. It taught me how to lead with grace when you're under fire. Having to kind of find your way through that when everything's kind of just chaos around you.
You have a background in both technical support and people management. How has that blend of experience influenced your HR approach?
That's again one thing, not to toot my own horn, but I say that versatility is my superpower. Over the years, I've really developed that ability to be versatile and not just be very focused or tunnel vision in my approach. So I can think both systematically and empathetically. That balance has let me be kind of precise with processes, but still being fully human with people. In human resources, I truly do believe that it's kind of unfortunate, but a lot of that human part of it is kind of going away in certain areas. So I like to really keep that in the process. I lead through the why, not just the what. So I don't ask what happened. I actually want to know why. Like, why did that happen? That drives how I coach, how I solve problems, and how I create a lasting impact on people, because I actually dive into the root reason for things. It's all about perspective, seeing the issue from both a tech lens and human lens. Helps me avoid knee-jerk reactions and just kind of reacting out of oh, hey, the system's not working, I'm going to do this. Taking time to step back and think about it in that human aspect is really important. Leading with a head and a heart is really important to that.
What advice would you give someone who wants to grow into a leadership role but doesn't know where to start?
Don't worry about the end goal. I say start where you are. because it all starts with who you are right now and what you're looking to do. So if you are more focused on the title that you're looking for or the role that you're going to have, then you're going to forget about the process and the things that you need to work on currently to get to that point. So don't wait for the title. Show up every day in the role that you have with excellence, with consistency, and the willingness to grow. So if you are a shift lead and you want to become a manager, be the best shift lead that you can be in the moment, be the best shift lead that you can be while attaining that level of excellence throughout your growth. Look for feedback all the time, but look for it with humility. Don't just go up to somebody and say, "Hey, I want you to tell me all the great things that I do and what my strengths are." Feedback isn't, and also don't take feedback as criticism. Feedback isn't a personal attack. It's a tool, and if you can hear it with an open heart, then it'll really help you understand who you are, where your strengths are, where you need to grow, and how you can become a stronger leader or move into that role. Know your strengths and then also understand where you need help. Leadership isn't about doing everything yourself and going at everything solo. It's really about knowing when to delegate, when to ask for help, and when to understand that it's something is beyond your control. And then a big part of it is to stay curious and coachable. Don't think you have everything figured out. Don't think you know everything, because you don't. There's always something you're not going to know or something that you could learn how to do better. Find a mentor who can speak truth and give you a wider perspective and a wider view on things. That way, you can understand what's next. And then build your character. Don't just build your resume, because all your the things that you can do well really don't define you as an individual, and that's where true leadership lies. So if your character is solid, the role and the promotions will come in time. So it's not about working as a manager. It's about working as somebody who can have the capacity to become a manager.
Across your career, how have you balanced operational excellence with maintaining a people first culture?
That's been probably one of the more difficult things, is because again, it's being process driven is easy because the processes are there, they're built, and you just have to follow them. But remembering to have the heart of things is the hard part throughout that process. So people and performance go hand in hand. It's essentially the two sides to the same coin at the end of the day. High standards don't contradict a healthy culture. Just because you have high standards doesn't mean that people have to be robots and they have to just be follow their leader all the time. Those high standards will actually reinforce a healthy culture when they're applied the right way. Because if everybody's bought in and everybody has those same high standards in mind, they'll all lead in the same way and they'll all carry those high standards of themselves and of each other. Being clear and compassionate with your leadership is really important. Don't be vague. I make sure that expectations are never a mystery. My team knows what to expect, what I want, and what I expect of them, and we're always in constant communication about it. And grace is always an important part of the process. Understanding people are going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and having that grace when those mistakes come along and handling them and overcoming them as a team, and not just kind of pounding people on what they did wrong and why they did what they did wrong. Systems are there to support. They should never. So systems shouldn't really serve people. It's the other way around. People need to serve systems. I challenge my team to kind of pursue excellence through, for the sake of the people that they serve. The reason the policies and procedures are in place are obviously there. They're black and white. But the reason that how we facilitate those and put those into practice should be focused on the people that it's impacting. So it shouldn't just be, hey, we're just doing this because it's our policy. This is, again, it comes back to the why. Why we're doing this, why the policy is in place, and why it impacts people.